Hello. Today I'm doing something a little different, kind of personal. It's kind of something maybe, hopefully it'll help somebody out there. It's about, heck, most of my life, at least the last 20 years. When I was 32, I had just gotten married, and somewhere within that year, I had a real bad back attack. I was on the floor for about 3 weeks. And at that time in my life, I was fairly negative about everything. And I don't know, I was laying on that floor, and I guess it was fear that got me, because to tell you the truth, I thought I was never going to walk again, because I couldn't get off that floor. I couldn't get up. It really sucked, and I've had back problems all my life, pretty much. I mean, when I was about 20 years old, I started having problems, and yeah, it wasn't that bad. I mean, most of the time I could lay down for a day, and I was up and ready to go the next day like I was spring chicken. But I got to 32, and the funniest thing is I was just reaching for a piece of paper. I wasn't doing anything active or anything. That's what really sucked, I guess. But it got my mind thinking, oh no, you're not going to be able to walk again. And I just poured all that negative stuff into my brain, and all the fear, because I just lay there every day thinking about, I'm not going to be able to walk again. Well, I got over it, but it took about a year. But I gained another problem: anxiety and panic attacks. And that was even worse than laying on the floor, to tell you the truth. I mean, sometimes, the guy next door would be mowing his lawn, and it felt like the lawnmower was like right in my brain. It was so super loud. And I didn't want to leave the house. I didn't want to go back to work, because them people, they were like scavengers. They love picking on people, I don't know if you've ever been in that kind of business, but they really, they're hard on people. I really didn't want to go back to work. I didn't want to do nothing. I didn't want to go out. I didn't want to go out to eat. I didn't want to go anywhere. Maybe you've been there. If you have, you know what I'm talking about. So it took me over a year to just start. I mean, I went to work in a month or so, but it took me over a year just to get halfway decent, where I could control it a little bit, because I'm a fighter, and I wasn't going to let this hit me that hard, but it sure did. And to this day, I am 52. This is 20 years later. It still hurts me a little bit, and I'll tell you in a minute how I'm fighting it. But I had a hard time, and I started doing things that, just trying to fight it, go places just to go, just to be there, just to get out, fight this thing. And it was hard sometimes, I'm telling you. You get that I want to run away factor, and you just can't handle it no more. You think, your heart's going, and your head just is like filled with stuff, and it's like, oh my God, I just want to get out of here. And it really takes a lot to fight it at that level, I didn't understand it. I didn't go to no psychiatrist or anybody like that, no doctors, I did get some anxiety pills for a while, but they never work. That stuff don't work. It's all up there, If you make the decision to fight it, and I ain't gonna say it's easy, and I ain't gonna say it's gonna stop tomorrow, but I tell you what, it will stop sooner or later, or it'll slow down to a place where you can You can control it. And that's what you want. I mean, who wants to stay in the house all the time? Really? I mean, God, I wasted 20 years of my life just staying around. I mean, we actually, 10 years later, I moved to a farm, and I love it here. It's so peaceful. And I didn't run to this, but I just, I was in another business, and it was kind of a hobby business. So when 911 hit, I didn't lose it. I still go to some of the places, but the money's gone from it. And I told my wife, I says, I really like it out here. I really want to move here, because I hated where I was living anyway. It was in the city, and I never was much of a city person. I always lived on the outskirts of town, and not really the country, but, it wasn't like being in the city. And all them people and all the traffic. Man, I can go anywhere here I want any time of the day and not have any traffic. I mean, if you call traffic a couple cars, maybe that's traffic for you. But, where I used to live in Tampa, and man, we used to sit there in the heat and wait and wait. Anyway, so we ended up moving up here, and it was kind of a lot better for me. I didn't have all the noise and all the crap from there, and I concentrated on my property. And I still have problems. I mean, you go out to dinner, and I don't know if you've ever had this happen, but the dishes started clanging and people started yakking, and sometimes I had to walk outside for a few minutes and, gain back some energy to myself, and then go back in and try again. And it really all is in a decision that you're going to fight it, and you're not going to let it win. So this is 20 years later. I started another business. It's an online business, a Big Idea Mastermind. And my mentor is Vic Stryhouse. And he doesn't really realize what he did for me. I haven't made that $1 million yet, but I feel like $1 million because the stuff that he made us read, well, he didn't make us read it, but he suggested us to read it. And the videos in the back office, and some of the audios that I listened to, just it gave me another perspective. And really, it taught me more about the mind. And I know most people don't know about the mind. So if they don't read anything, positive or motivational, they really don't understand. And I didn't understand for 20 years. I just fought it the best I could. But now I got a little better grasp on it, because I understand why it's doing that and how I can fix it. And I'm going to leave something at the bottom here that you can go. It's an audio for Psycho-Cybernetics, and I believe if you listen to these tapes, that it will help you fix yourself. It will help you in some way or form. So that's what happened to me. I became a Diamond member, and Diamond members usually go on these retreats, and there was one in Hawaii. Well, I live in Florida. That's a 12-hour flight. Think about back problems, okay? I have a problem with L5 and S1, and that's right about your tailbone and where you sit. And sitting there for 12 hours, it was kind of hard for me. But, I had a couple little spats, and I just, I learned what I learned from that Psycho-Cybernetics is, a little bit of relaxation, how to, talk to myself and just help myself get through it. And that's what I did, the whole weekend, I told my wife when the thing came up, I says, I'm going to Hawaii. She says, you got to be kidding. That's like a 12-hour ride. She knows how I am. I says, I don't care. I'm going. Just book the flight. I'm going. And then, you know, that day I was like, holy crap, I got to go. And, you know, I didn't have too bad of a time. It wasn't too bad. I had a couple little clicks, you know, that I had to help myself out. But I tell you what, it was worth the trip, and I'm glad I did it. And I feel like I've gotten success out of that trip, even though it was, you know, it was more of an event. But to me, it was success for myself because I made it through. I went there. I flew 12 hours there, and I went, you know, through the event and the hotels, you know, because, you know, I got a good bed at home, and, you know, hotels, they don't have good beds. So I got through that, and then I got through home, and I didn't have any problems. So, you know, to me, that was very successful, and it helped me a lot. So this little business, you know, I was trying to make, you know, extra money for. It did so much more for me. So that's all I got today. I really hope this helps somebody. You know, live your dreams. Don't stay in the house. Get out. Find a way to fix it. This audios I got, I guarantee you it'll help you in some way or form. Try it out. Let me know. Subscribe to my channel, or give me a comment if you want. Let me know how you're doing, and I'll see you later. I thank you.